All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on YouTube. We're sharing the link on the chat section. Please do share that with your friends and family. We have an amazing act lined up for you. All right, it's 6:30. We can start on the dot. We have Annette Sham, who's going to perform Beethoven for all of us. And this will be an invocation for this event today. Go ahead, Sham. Go for it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sham. That was a brilliant invocation. And Beethoven, yes, all of us would have heard this tune in some point of our life, and you made that live. Thank you for making it memorable for all of us. Thanks again, Sham. Thanks a lot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to introduce you to the main event of the day. All right, just a second. Okay, so we have with us a magician, a beatboxer, one of the most exceptional entertainers of India, Karun Krishna. Let me give you a quick bio before we have Karun Krishna live. So, Karun Krishna is a magician. He's currently 24 years old and he started magic at the age of 3. And he gave his first show at the age of 3.5. Till date, he has done whooping 10,000 shows all over India and abroad. And he is the recipient of the state award by the government of Karnataka for exceptional talent in magic. And he's also been bestowed upon the Rotary Youth Icon Award for magic. He's also a recipient of many awards and accolades from prestigious institutions. He's the member of the International Brotherhood of Magicians, IBM USA, and also the only Indian to be invited to perform an annual IBM convention hosted in Dallas, Texas, USA in 2011. And he was also featured on the Linking Rings Magic magazine, reigning champion of junior magic competitions from 1999 till date. He's performed on Pogo. He has won the Bonvita Confidence Champion Award in 2006. And amazing accomplishments so far. He's modeled and he's also been casted in advertisements. He'd also performed live in Jet Airways on a flight. This was called as the Flight of Fantasy, and this was for HIV positive children. He has done TEDx performances in MSRIT and PESIT, and the achievements go on. So he's mastered the art of beatboxing, probably one of the first beatboxers to come out of India. He's also won the third place in All India Beatbox Championship, which was held at Nagaland in 2016. This was a Hornbill musical festival, and yeah, he does MCing, he does corporate events. He is also a well-known avid hip hop MC, and He does it all, man. I've seen him live in action, and the way this guy carries himself, the showmanship, it's brilliant. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to meet and see the man in action. Presenting to you, Karun Krishna. All right, Karun, can you start video? All right, there is. Wow.
Right. Hello, guys. Good evening. My name is Magician Karun Krishna. And before I start, I just want to make sure I'm audible to everybody.
Yes, yes, you're audible. Karun, were you playing music earlier? That wasn't
Yes.
audible. Yeah, that wasn't audible.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you so much. So what's up, guys? My name is Magician Karun Krishna. I guess you guys realize that by my setup and my quick act. But normally, it's always nice to perform magic a little more intimately with my fellow audience. So for that purpose alone, I have rather curated a very, very interesting set of magic tricks for you guys, where I can get up close and personal with each one of you. So for that, and to make you guys a little more comfortable, I'm actually going to take off my jacket very quick, and there you go. There's nothing special behind the clothing. It's just to make me look really cool. All right. So, good evening, guys. Once again, my name is Karun Krishna, and I'm going to give you guys a small tip so that your viewing experience can be very beautiful. So, I'm going to have a few tricks performing as I'm standing up this way, and I'm actually going to have a few tricks where I'm going to tilt the camera down so you guys can have a much more intimate session as we're doing the magic trick. So without any further delays, let's start with one of my favorite tricks in magic. So when I started magic, I was 3 years old, and the thing is, I never really understood there's different kinds of magic that we can perform. So for to demonstrate that effect, I would like to show you something I picked up when I was a tiny kid. So I started doing magic tricks on stage. My first show was at the age of 3.5, and since the audience could not see the things I was holding, my parents actually bought me like bigger props. And this is such a beautiful trick, and hope you guys enjoy it. We have some cards, and as you can see that these cards are extra sized than your regular playing cards, and I used these when my hands were half the size. And what I used to do with these is I used to get very angry with these kind of props because they were very big for my hands. But this is what I did. Check this out. One, two, three, four, five. There are five cards. They're all of the same size. No optical illusion. I'm not holding them in the back or in the front. Both are of the same size. What I'm going to do is a wave and a press, and the card magically just shrink in size like that. And there's nothing behind this. We're going to fan out the cards like so, right? So check this out. We have a little smaller cards than before. And since I was a kid, I made the cards even more smaller and even more smaller, and with wave and snap. the cards actually shrink before the eyes of the audience like that. And these cards were still big for my tiny 3-year-old hands. So what I did next was I took another card completely empty on both sides and just shrink the cards a little more and snap to finally have tinier, tinier cards that was almost impossible to see by a human eye, just like that. And for the final effect, I just press the cards like this as tight as I can, and the cards actually became smaller like that. And these were the perfectly sized cards for my act. And the only thing I did with these tiny cards was just take it into my hand, wave, and just snap, and the cards just melted like that into thin air. Thank you. And I'm going to pop a few windows and switch on my fan. I forgot to turn off my fan, guys. I'm so sorry. I have been sweating really bad. I was wondering why I'm sweating. Apparently, it's not because I'm nervous. It is just that I switched on the fan just now. All right. So we're going to try to make things even more interesting. And I see a few people on my screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this even more interesting for you guys and try to show you guys certain tricks that can be performed in any kind of situation. So if you guys notice the tricks I performed before this, it kind of required me to be in a dress and look presentable and kind of do tricks which can be visible from a stage. What I would like to perform from now is actually some close-up magic, especially for you guys. And what we're going to do here is to experiment and start. We're going to try using a deck of cards. So what we have here is a normal, beautiful deck of playing cards, and I guess everyone can see this. So all the cards are different, and we're going to give these, let's say, a few cuts and shuffles, like so. And I hope you guys can see me shuffle these cards. These are perfectly square cuts. What I mean by that is, if this is a card on top, if I cut the deck a few times, the card is not on top anymore, right? And I hope this is visible to you guys. Krishna, are you able to see this?
Yeah. It's visible. Go for it.
You are literally the eyes of the audience for me today. And not only that, I'm actually going to have a few people kind of help me out with a few tricks. So without any delay, do we have anyone? So is there any person who would like to volunteer for this trick? They can just unmute themselves and, kind of start talking.
Okay, I think we have our DG Samir Haryani sir with us. Probably we can let him go
Yeah.
first. Samir sir, welcome first of all.
Thank you. We are enjoying the entertainment. Fantastic cards tricks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Can you hear
And
me?
Yeah, we
yes,
can hear you, sir.
so,
Yeah.
sir,
What do you want me to volunteer for?
yes. So, sir, I'm going to ask you to kind of help me choose a particular playing card. And the thing is, it doesn't matter if I see it, right? So, first, I'm going to show you these cards. They're all different. I'm going to show it to you in a way completely visible. So, all the cards are different, yes or no?
Yes, they look different.
Yes. And we kind of need your word because I can't push these cards to the other side and make you check it. I would have loved to do that, but unfortunately that's a bit harder. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to give these cards a few cuts, and for the last time I'm going to just quickly spread out these cards for you, sir. All the cards are completely different, and it's a complete set of playing cards. I'm going to give this another riffle, like so, and they're all completely shuffled. So, sir, what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to keep shuffling the cards like this. And at any point you feel comfortable, you can say stop. So, for example, I'm shuffling the cards like this. If you say stop, I'm going to show you this card. It can be any card. If you would have said stop, let's say a bit later, it could have been a different card. Right? So, at any given point, you can say stop. I show you the card. If it's different, right? So, completely up to you. And The reason I'm asking you to do this is because I'd like to stress on a point here, which I'd like to love to explain later. We feel that we have a choice to do things, but as a magician, it's my duty to kind of predict the choices you might make, right? Or I might force you to make a choice of my liking, or I might make you choose something, but it's something that I would want you to choose. So let's give it a try. Let's see if this works. If this works, we can explain how it's done, right? So, sir, at any point you can say stop, please,
Yes, stop.
right there. You want
Yeah.
to change your?
No, that's fine.
That's fine. So it doesn't matter if I see the card. I'm going to turn over that card. So can you see that card? Can you tell me what it is?
You want me to tell you? It's 10 of clubs.
The 10 of clubs. And if you would have
Yeah.
stopped at a card to few or a card to many, it could have been an entirely different card. So we stopped at the 10 of clubs. Now,
Okay.
nobody knew that, today that you would have a magician who's kind of going to ask you to say stop at the 10 of clubs. But what if I told you that I already predicted this particular action right before this interview started? And to prove I have a prediction, and to prove that I knew you're going to select the 10 of clubs, I'm going to keep this in the frame at all times. I actually took out a very cool deck of cards with me. I hope you guys can see this. This is a different set of cards, and these are not from India. I got these from my friend, and you can see these cards look completely different, right? They're completely designed in a different way. The back design looks completely different. For example, if I take a few cards and kind of fan it, it looks completely different on both sides. Yep. So what has this got to do with the 10 of clubs? Let me tell you. I knew you're going to tell me that you're going to stop at the 10 of clubs. So what I did was I took just one card from a different pack of playing cards and hid it inside this. So there should be only one odd looking card in this stack, and that should be the 10 of clubs. Let's take a look. All the cards are looking the same with a black back. Magically, just one card turns out to be looking different, and the other cards still continue to be black color. And that card, which is the only card out in this deck, is also the 10 of clubs.
Cool.
It's like that, right?
Clap.
And
Yeah.
towards the later segments of the show, I'm going to explain to you guys how all these tricks are actually working. And it might seem like you guys are having your own choices to make, or it might look like it's a free choice, but I'll tell you what's actually happening there. All right. So I'm going to put this back. And so if you don't mind, can I try entice you to help me with another trick if you don't mind?
Sure. Unless there's somebody else who wants to also be part of it, yeah.
So I have a lot of tricks. So I actually
Cool.
wouldn't mind if you help me out with one more, and then we can move on with other people who I would love to have to help me out. So we have another deck of cards here, really quick. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just show you these cards, all different cards. I hope you guys can see it. And just one back. And I'm going to give these cards a few cuts. Now, so I'm going to ask you a very simple question. In a deck of cards, there's either a red card or there is a black card.
Correct.
Okay, now, what I'm going to do is, it's going to take time for me to kind of turn the cards face up and, deal out the cards one by one. So if I want to separate it into red, black, I have to kind of, deal out these cards one by one, looking at the card. And I wouldn't want to do that because I have a feeling, sir, that you actually have this ability to kind of sense what card I'm holding in my hand, what color the card is, and so on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually take out a middle card. For example, the ace of diamonds. If you guys can see it, I'm going to clear the rest of the table for you guys, so you guys can see this perfectly and beautifully. And there we go. So I'm going to come back a bit. So we have an ace of diamonds, which is upside down, and the rest of the deck is facing the same way. So, sir, I'm going to ask you to tell me what the color of the card is. So if I hold this card, if you say red, I'm going to keep it this side. If you say black, I'm going to keep it this side. And before that, I want to prove to you that you have the ability to kind of guess the card I'm holding. So out of red and black, sir, would you choose a color for me, please?
Red.
Red. So I'm going to just riffle down these cards right in front of the camera, and you can say stop at any point you want. Yes, at any given point you want.
Stop.
Right there. And do you
Yeah.
want to go with the card in the bottom, or do you want to go with the card on the top?
On the top.
On the top. So I'm not going to push the bottom card. I'm going to take out the top card. And you chose red, and you chose the top card at the exact point you wanted to say stop. And sir, you are a very lucky person. Thank you for saving my life. So I'm going to take the red card, and I'm going to keep it here so everyone can see it. So the opposite of red is black. And what I'm going to do is, okay, there's a black card at the bottom. I'm just going to keep it over here. So, sir, if you can see, we have a red card on my left and a black card on my right. And till we reach the card in the middle, till we reach the middle card, I'm going to pull out a card. And if you say red, I'm going to leave it here. If you say black, I'm going to leave it here. I'm not going to persuade you to change your mind. And, like KBC, I'm not going to ask you if this is the right answer. And are you okay with this? Are we going to lock this answer? No, it's the first thing that comes to your mind, and we're going to go with that. I'm not going to ask you to change your mind. Yes? So anytime you're ready, sir, if you tell me yes, we can start.
Any restriction on the number of reds and number of blacks, I can say?
So if you want to tell me that the first 5 cards are red, I'll keep it at the red. And if you tell me that the next 5 cards are black, I'm going to keep it here. If you say red, black, black, it's completely up to you, right? So I'm just going to pull out a card. If you say red, I'll put it here. Black, I'll put it here. It's completely your choice, sir. But you have to make sure that all the cards are not on one side, because if all the cards are on one side, obviously that's it's not going to be right?
Yeah. Okay.
So let's start.
That's what I was checking. Yes.
So first card, let us check.
Black.
Red. Okay.
Black.
The next
black.
one too.
Black. Yeah. Black. Now red. Red.
Red. Okay.
Yeah.
Black.
Okay. Black. Red.
Okay.
You got red?
Red, yes.
Black.
So the one in my hand, red or black?
Yeah. Black.
Okay.
Black. I think there's a network issue. Black, yeah.
Black.
Red.
Black. Yes. Did I say it right? And the next card?
Correct.
Black as well?
Red.
Okay.
No, red. Red again.
Red again?
Black.
Yes.
Black.
Okay. So we have reached
red
of the deck because we have an upside down card here. And so we're going to literally check all these cards, right? We're not going to have any weird, suspicious movements. And I'm going to, do all these quick, swift movements. I'm going to do this really slow. So we had a red card here. And for all these cards, sir, you named it red. So I placed it here without any second doubts. And for the black, we placed these cards as black. All right. Now, what we're going to do now is at the end of all these black cards, I'm going to keep a red card. All right. So I'm going to push these in the front so you can see it. Yes. And obviously, at the end of the red cards, I'm going to leave a black card. So now, let's try to make this interesting. Let's see if we can push the envelope further for this. I'm going to shuffle these cards really quick. And so I have half the deck here, which is almost 20 to 25 cards. And since we need a black card here, and you can give me any number between 1 and 25. So I have like 25 odd cards here. And you can give me any number, the first number that comes to your mind between 1 and 25.
7.
So I'm going to deal out 7 cards, and the 7th card should and must be a black card. Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that was indeed a black. So we're going to keep that at this end. So what we're going to do now is we have a red card here, and so you name these cards as red, and you name these as black. So now we're going to switch roles. So here we have a black card, and here we have a red card. So if I lift a card, if you give me a color, if you tell me it's red, I'm going to leave it here. If you tell me it's black, I'm going to leave it here. Completely up to you, sir. And we can start anytime you're ready.
Red. Black. Red. Red. Black. Red. Red. Black. Black. Red. 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 Black. 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 Red. Black. Red. Red.
We have three more cards. Yes, sir. Very good.
Black. Black. Red.
Black, black, red. So, sir, I'm going to ask you a final question before we finish all this. You didn't second guess any of these, right? So the first thing that came to your mind, you said it out loud. Yes or no?
Exactly.
Okay. So I'm going to be very honest with you. I feel 100% that you've helped me sort these cards in perfectly matched colored order. Okay, so for the red, we have these red cards. These should be red. For the black, these should be black cards. They should be black. The same thing for the side. Now, I have a small plot twist for you, and hopefully, you can help me out with this. So for the red card, we named all these cards as red. So what we're going to do is I'm going to count these cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, sir, you have placed 12 cards telling me it's red. But what I've done is to make you kind of guess this a bit more harder for me. I've actually, out of these 12 cards, I've placed one black card intentionally just for you to guess so that we are actually confirming that you actually have some ability to guess the color of the card. So out of the first card to the 12th card, in all these red cards, I have planted one light black card. Can you tell me at which position it is in, from 1 to 12? Any number you would like.
9. At number 9.
So do you want 9 from the top, or from the top 9, or do you want it from the bottom?
From the top.
From the top. So 1,
No, from
2,
the top.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you think that this is the lie card, which is black out of all these red cards? Yes or no?
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you
Yes.
one last. Do you want to change your mind about that, or are we going to stick with that? Because I've removed the card. If we want, we can change your mind. Otherwise, it's going to stay in view for everyone.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay. So, so this is the moment.
Yeah.
Truth. Let's check. You said black card for all these black cards, and sir, you are 100% right. All these cards are black. Yes, I'm going to show it to you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All these cards are black for the black card, and all these cards for the red are all perfectly red, just like you had guessed it right. You told me that all these out of all these red cards, the 9th card from the top was planted as the live black card, and so you are 100% correct. That was the live card. You are an amazing guesser. And for the same thing, I'm going to spread these cards out for you. All the black cards are black for the black jack we had kept, and all the red cards are completely red for the red card you had guessed. Thank you so much, sir. Such an amazing time helping me. You have guessed each and every card perfectly. You have literally saved my life in this online show. So thank you so much. I'm going to give you a small hand of applause for helping me out of this trick. Thank you so much. Please enjoy the rest of the
I've given you one too. I've given you one too. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So that's one main example. Thank you so much, sir, for helping me out. That was such a beautiful Beautiful guessing, and I wouldn't have guessed it right myself. You had guessed every color correctly, and that's such a beautiful thing. One in a million chances that would have worked. And towards the end, we're going to actually start debunking all these secrets. So, moving on really quick into our next trick, I'm going to do a series of card tricks on the table, which requires me to obviously have a deck of cards. And a deck of cards for a person is like your favorite bike or the bike you guys have. If you have a bike, you would have rode it so many times that you get used to it, and you kind of have muscle memory over the control of your bike. You can control it in any circumstance, any road, any kind of traffic, or any kind of situation. Even though you're such a good rider, it's sometimes hard to ride another person's bike until you go maybe a kilometer or half a kilometer until you get used to it. So what you're going to do is they're going to demonstrate that example here with a really interesting trick. And do we have anyone else who would like to help me? Maybe someone who likes to play cards or someone who knows how to play cards. Anyone?
Okay. You can raise your hand if you're familiar with playing with cards, and we'll give you the opportunity to interact with Karun.
Just tell me who they are, because since I'm on a phone,
Yeah, yeah.
to be able to see everybody.
Sure, sure.
So you can just tell me who's the first person who volunteered, and that's completely random. Yeah.
All right. Okay, anyone? Last chance. Then we'll call out names. Okay. No volunteers. Okay, we have Akash Chinani. I'm just stuck.
Yes.
I'm muting him. Akash, come in. Akash, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Akash. Are you familiar with cards? Akash? One second.
Yes.
There seems to be some technical.
Yes. So in the meantime, as you're finding a volunteer, I'll actually tilt up the camera and show you guys a really beautiful trick.
Yeah,
And
that'll be great.
eyes on this, because you might think your eyes are playing too funny, but it's not. So in the meantime, we can find an audience member as well, and at the same time, I'm going to create another effect for you guys. So I'm going to just change my camera angle a bit, and there we go. So this is another beautiful trick I learned, and I always like to tell you stories with my magic. It kind of helps me perform the magic with a little more interestingly, and the trick kind of becomes good in it by itself. Oh, a huge card, and I'm going to call this Queen's Mystery, because this story talks about a queen who was actually in this really huge, amazing castle the whole time. And as we all know, castles are a thing of royalty and a lot of high class of aristocrats and huge positions, but at the same time more stricter. And she was a very beautiful queen, smart, but the problem is she wasn't allowed to go anywhere. She was always made to stay inside the castle, like that. So we could still see the queen from the outside, but from the inside, she could not even step out. There was a lot of procedure for her to come out, but a very easy way to get back in. There was no other way for her to escape from this really, really secure castle. And I'm going to leave this in view so you guys can still see the queen. And at night, the castle was almost covered with a witch-like formation of bats. So if you guys have heard of Batman, he uses gimmicks where the bats fly, across the room, or from the roof, kind of confusing the enemies off. And it was almost more or less the same thing. The whole roofing was bewitched to look like a whole horde of bats, and that made the castle very, very dark from the inside. And the queen was inside the castle, surrounded by the back row 27 with all the security to keep her inside. And days went on and on and on. But still, every other weekend or every other day, towards the end of the week, the bats would be removed, and she could have at least a little bit of light. So, before we move on with the story, I hope you guys can still see the trap queen. Yes or no? You can give me a thumbs up if you guys can see it. Thank you. And what happened was one night, one really fateful night, there was a wizard who actually passed on from the skies and saw the kind of evil that was securing this castle. And he told the queen to follow very particular instructions on that night. He told the queen, take a hanky or a silk of your choice and cover your whole bedroom with it so that you are not seen entirely. But if anyone wanted to check, you would still be there. Okay? In full view. I'm going to get my hand to the front. And the way she covered herself was completely like this and completely wrapped in the bottom so that no one could assume that she was escaping. And one last time, just showing you guys the beam, and he got entirely covered like this. And with an immediate wave and snap, the wizard just waved his magic wand, and the queen was actually no more. Just like that. Completely gone and completely vanished all through the castle. And the wizard had actually turned the back roof into a back lane that the queen could actually escape from the castle like that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me just put it back really quickly. Thank you. So, do we have a volunteer ready, Mr. Krishna Arjun?
Yes, Akash is ready.
Yeah, Karun, I'm
Akash,
here.
yeah.
Greeting, Mr. Akash. It's nice to have you help me out with this. And I think you're going to be one of those people who are going to help me with not one or two tricks, but a few, many mini tricks. So these are going to happen really, really quick. And I'm going to bend the camera a bit low so you guys can very clearly see the cards in my hand. And make sure that my hands are not doing any kind of tricky movements. I'm going to push my sleeves in the back, just like that. And we're going to just spread these cards out really quick. We have different cards, and I'm going to show you Akash, and you can tell me
Yeah.
if they all look different, a yes or a no.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. So,
It's
Mr.
different. It's,
Familiar with cards? Do you play some cards yourself?
yeah,
Okay. So, sir, I'm going to do this trick completely based on your choices. If you would want, so let's say we're playing a card game and we need, let's say, four cards, preferably all four cards are same, for you to get a four set. Which card would that be? Would you like to have a set of aces or a set of kings or a set of queens, a jack, tens? It's completely up to you.
aces.
You want the aces. So I'm going to deal out all the. I'm actually going to spread these cards out so I can show you guys um in full view. Yeah, we have the lighting perfect. Yes, I'm going to pull out ace number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So no other aces in the deck. I'm a very honest magician. I don't cheat anybody until I tell them I'm doing it. Right. So that's ace number 1, ace number 2, ace number 3, and ace number 4. We don't have any other aces in the deck. And I'm going to leave all these aces on the top of the deck. So, Mr. Akash, do you see all the aces going to the top of the deck?
Yeah,
So I'm going to shoot you just in case we don't have any doubts. Card number 1, 2,
yeah,
3, and 4. We have all four aces on top. And
yeah.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate certain skills and certain techniques that people in card games usually show that they're very normal, but they're actually not. All right. So I want you guys to check this out. It's more or less very visually enticing move than magic, but it kind of looks like magic, right? So the first ace, you can say stop anywhere you want, Mr. Akash, and I'm going to leave
Stop.
the ace there. Yeah, completely up to
Okay.
you.
Stop.
With that, I'm going to leave it right there. Ace number 1, ace
Yeah.
number
Stop.
2 right there, and ace number
Yeah.
3 anywhere you
Stop.
right there,
Stop.
and the ace number 4. Yes, sorry.
Stop.
there and put it right over there. Now, if I pull out the next card, it won't be an ace, or even in the bottom, because
Yeah.
the aces are exactly where you said stop. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I keep and show you a good side view. The cards are actually in the center. Yes or no?
Yeah. It's in the center.
What we're going to do is, as it's in the center, in the side view, I'm going to actually put this inside, just like that. Okay, and it doesn't matter if we drop it, at least for 1 second, all the cards are completely shuffled, right? So at least for 1 second, do we have any idea where the aces could be in this predicament right now?
One AC is might be near the queens of.
Right, so we're going to get rid of these cards because they're not aces.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
confuse names. But yes, as of now, all the cards would be completely mixed up and they kind of fell down. So it kind of makes my job a bit more harder, right?
Okay.
And I mean, hopefully it does. So we're not going to concentrate on the cards that fell down. We're going to try to concentrate with the deck that did not fall off my hand. And hopefully I still try to get the aces back. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the deck a bit. And I'm going to give these solid riffle shuffle, right? I'm going to do it right in front of the camera. And I think that looked real, yes. If you want me to shuffle it a bit more, completely up to you.
No, no, it's fine.
Fine. So I'm not going to shuffle it even more. What we're going to do is, um, when we normally play card games, it's not our choice to tell the dealer what to do. The dealer kind of just does it himself, and the magic has to happen. So, sir, if I was the dealer and you're my friend, and you're kind of the first person sitting to my right, and I dealt you the first card, second card, third card, and the fourth card to probably four people, no one knows I'm your friend. But since you're sitting on the first position, I can give everybody different cards, and you can see none of them are aces. They're all different cards. And since you are my friend and nobody knows that, I can most definitely give you the ace. Right? I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to try to make
Yeah.
this interesting. Right? So I'm going to cut a few more bunch of times, just like this, and I'm going to give these some cuts and some riffles. Right? And I'm actually going to show you different ways, and actually we can produce the aces. So that was ace number one. If you can see it, yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah. I can
And
see.
number two, it shoots out the deck even without me telling it to. It kind of shoots out the deck. That's ace number two. And we have all the cards still mixed up into the deck.
Yeah.
Nothing in my hand. Ace number three actually shoots out from my hand, jumps down to the bottom. That is the ace of spades. And the ace of diamonds is a very, very special card. All I have to do is this. And that's how we find all the four aces.
Oh.
So it kind of looked like you kept the cards in different places, but we're going to actually try to understand how this happened. We're going to take the cards, give it a shuffle. Yes, Nagavi, you want to say something?
No, no, nothing.
Okay. So let's move on. So Mr. Akash, you're going to try this again. I'm going to show you the
Okay.
and we're going to push the cards inside. And this time, I'm not going to shuffle it. Okay. Anything else in my hand? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. In
Yeah. Okay.
show it to you this way, and it's on top, right? So I'm going to
Yeah.
show you pieces, and you can see stop at any point you want. That's ace number one,
Yeah. Stop.
ace number two,
Stop.
3,
Stop.
and 4.
Stop.
And notice that the rest of the other cards are not aces, because the aces are exactly where you said stop, right? And I'm going to show it to you one last time, and I'm going to push it inside, and I'm going to leave it, right? So at least for 1 second, I'm not touching the cards. And for proof, just that I didn't do anything at this point, I'm going to show you the first few cards. None of them are aces. Um, and the aces are magically not in the bottom, so they're actually somewhere in the middle of the deck. So So would you confirm to me that the first few cards are not aces? Yes or no?
Yeah, it's not. It's not there.
So let's say that now we are actually in a more professional parlor where you don't have to shuffle the card too many times, and shuffling it too many times gives people more more suspicion basically, right? So how do I try to kind of produce the aces in this predicament? I'm going to show you how to do this. So check this out. Once again, no aces on the top, right? Cards. All I have to do is cut the deck just once, just like that. So how many times did I cut the deck, Mr. Akash?
Once.
Is it possible in just one table cut? So I performed a table cut. Is it possible in just one table cut to kind of dig through all the cards and just take out only the four aces from that's
No, no, it's not. Might be one, but not all.
might be one. That's a very good possibility, but not four.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, um, so do you confirm that I performed only one table cut because my hands and the cards have been in the frame the whole time? So I didn't do
yeah,
any
yeah,
other things,
yeah, yeah. You performed only one.
only one cut. And sir, I know you are my friend and you're kind of sitting towards my left to play this
Yeah.
game today with a set of playing cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal the first few cards to you. One, two,
Okay.
three, four. And possibly I'm going to deal one, two, three, four. And probably one, two, three, four. So we can assume there are three players, and I just dealt them four cards each. The whole idea here is to sir make you get all the four aces in just one cut. Seems impossible, but let's find out. Let's see what the person on the right got. Completely nothing. We don't need to check what he has, even though it's a good set of cards. That's a 10 and a queen. We don't have to worry about that. The cards in the middle are slightly better. We have a king, a 9, a 10, and a 5. But sir, we just cut the deck only once. You put the aces wherever you like with just one table cut and a little bit of luck. We can get 1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to try one more experiment with you, sir, if you don't mind, and then we can move on. Yes, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
So, I'm actually going to go into more fundamentals now, and we're going to try this fun little experiment. So you guys can try this at home with a deck of cards, and it's very, very easy. So we need the four aces, or in this case, we have the four aces. We can literally use the four queens, kings, tens, nines, eights, sevens. It's completely up to you guys, right? So I'm
Yeah.
going to show you cards. One, no other card sticking the bottom. That's two.
Yeah.
That's cards.
Yeah.
That's three, and that's four. So you have the two black aces in my
Yeah.
hand. The red aces on the
Yeah.
table, right?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to play a game of guess. You get two guesses, and we're going to just assume this. Let's say we are in a situation where you walk, down the street, and you see these hustlers, who kind of ask you where the queen is. They take three cards, they ask you where the queen, they ask you to follow the queen, and every time you kind of guess wrong, they take away your money, like whether it's 10 or 5 rupees, or they ask you where the coconut ball is, in the cups, and if you guess that wrong, they take your money. So whatever it is, the idea for these con men is to, cheat the people who are just trying to play or gamble, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to try this experiment with you. Let's see if that works, right? So we have two black cards and two red cards. So, sir,
Okay.
I'm just give this a mix, just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually, so I have a coin here, and okay, so we're going to bet 1 point each. I'm going to keep the coin on the table, and that's what's going to make you kind of, play the gambling move. And I'm going to pull out one card, and you're supposed to guess if this is a red ace or a black ace. Which one would you tell me, sir?
Black.
Black. And this is where I swindle your money because that is not a black ace. It's a red one. I have to do this because that's how these people make money. So that's a red ace. That's okay. We can, try again. So this time I'm actually going to take another coin and keep it on the ground. So this time for 2 coins, I'm going to ask you to guess this one. Is this red or is this black? I'm going to come closer for you.
Black.
Black. And I'm going to turn over this card, and that is not the black card, it's the other red card. And that's how I take both the coins back. Now, so we have the both the black cards remaining in my hand, and
Yeah.
this time to make it even more interesting, to make you stay with me, I'm going to put out 4 coins. So for 4 coins, can you tell me, out of these two black aces, which one is the clubs and which one is the spades? Up to you.
Right one is the spades and left one is the clubs.
So you think this is the spades and this is the clubs?
Yeah.
So this is where people actually cheat you, because these are actually not the black cards.
Oh my God.
The black cards are literally not in my hand. They are on the table. Like, Akash, for helping me. I'm going to give you a small hand of applause for helping me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Akash. And
Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you. So I think we have some more time, Mr. Krishna Arjun.
Karun, can we just give them a glimpse of beatboxing and then get back, or would you want to finish a couple of tricks and then get to beatboxing?
I'll finish these. I'll finish one more trick with this, and I'll just grab my earphones for the next few minutes, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Sounds good.
Right. So I'm going to since I'm going to show you guys some beatboxing. I'm going to show you something really quick with these coins. And the reason I love performing with coins is because there's always a chance where I just walk into a college, or let's say I walk into a restaurant or a meeting. People always have some kind of coins on them, and taking someone else's coin, performing miracles with it, returning it back to them. I think that's a really, really effective thing to do. So I'm going to perform this really, really interesting trick, and then I have my earphones ready for my beatboxing. Hope you guys are going to enjoy that as well. So we have a coin, a really huge coin. Yes, and we have another one in my hand, and these are real coins. All right. Now, what happens is, if you guys have seen magic before, we can take the coin and kind of put it into my hand, and we wave and snap just like that, and the coin magically disappears. Right? No sleeves, not fallen into the sleeve. All I have to do is watch the empty space, and the coin just magically appears back on the table, just like that. And that's a real coin. There is no holes through the blanket. It's completely a normal cloth. And what we can try with 2 coins now is, since you can hear a sound with 2 coins, there's no way for me to cheat. I can't hold 2 coins, and kind of say it's one, because people pay a lot of attention, and it's kind of easy to make out that there's 2 points in my hand because of the sound. So what we're going to do is, nothing in my hand. I want everyone to watch this very slowly. I'm going to take coin number 1, right? So if you guys can see that, I'm going to just put it into my other hand, and the second coin kind of stays in my left hand. So we have coin number 1 here, coin number 2 here. The whole idea is, the coin from my right hand should travel to my left, but you guys shouldn't be able to see it like this. It vanishes out of mid-air, and you can see that both the coins kind of appears in my other hand. And these kind of applications work very well. So I take the coin, put it here. The other coin, I kind of hide it in my pocket like this. We have just 1 coin here. I can't do much because my hand is kind of locked in the screen, where all I can do is just squeeze my hand through, and the coin just melts as though it did not exist, right? Thank you, guys. And we're going to come back to the magic. I'm going to just take off my sleeves, so that you guys know that I'm not hiding anything behind my sleeves. And I hope you guys are enjoying the magic session. We have a lot more going to happen. And this is the first time I'm kind of performing a show, for these many people. So I like the numbers. And before I move on to beatboxing, I'd like to thank Krishna Arjun for giving me this chance to perform for your amazing audience during this kind of situation in the country. And if you guys give me a minute, I'm going to just get my earphones out. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, probably for the first time ever, we are seeing a magician on Zoom. Zoom magician, Karun Krishna.
Right, guys. So I'm going to just shift chairs a bit, so that we can do this a bit more interestingly. And there we go.
Arun, while you're connecting, you can tell people who don't know what beatboxing is. Just give them a brief on what it is.
So, just a quick introduction to everybody. Beatboxing is an art form. What's up, guys? Beatboxing is an art form where you create music or you create the sounds of musical instruments, special sounds, special effects using only your mouth. So I'm going to do this without the earphone so that you guys can actually see that there's nothing else around. So if you guys hear birds in the morning, probably around 5 or 6, they sound something like this, right? And that's entirely coming out of my mouth. There's nothing special going on here. It's just the way I shape my mouth and the sound just comes out, right? And zip. And if you guys know how a zip sounds, probably it would sound like this, right? That's how it would sound, right? And that's the power of beatboxing, because it not only allows you to create sounds that are not real, it also allows me to create sounds that are possible with other instruments, like let's say a set of drums. So I know for sure that you guys know how a drum kit sounds, and we're going to do a quick sound check before we start. Yep. Is that a green signal?
Yes, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so guys, this is beatboxing. Before we start with our routine, I'm going to show you guys basic sounds of beatboxing. The first important sound we learn in the beatboxing is a kick drum. So this is the sound that happens when there's a huge drum in the drum set, and when you hit it with your leg, this is the sound it makes. So that is a kick drum. We have a hi-hat, which is a plate-looking thing, which is a cymbal. Basically, you hit the cymbals when they're closed, it kind of sounds like this. And there are snare drums in beatboxing to end a beat, and a snare drum sounds like this. There are also other snares that sound like this. So are all these sounds very clear, Mr. Krishna Arjun?
Yeah, it sounds clear.
Perfect. So everyone, check this out. Just going to move the wire for you guys if you don't mind. All right, so that's a small, a quick sample I can give you guys of what beatboxing is. But that's not all. What's the best part about beatboxing is we can recreate the music that we hear from all over the world. So I'm going to give you guys a few examples of this, and not too many, because I have some tricks to show you guys as well. I hope you guys enjoy this. So the first kind of music I would like to show you guys is party music, club music. This is the kind of music you hear in movies, and this is the kind of music that was made popular by the European countries, like Germany, Switzerland, some amazing tech music. And I'm going to show you guys how this sounds. So hope you guys enjoy. Check this out. Welcome to my house party. Drop it like. So that was club music, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying as I'm performing beatboxing for you guys. And I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm actually going to come back into the main part of beatboxing, which I love, and that is beatboxing Indian music. I love beatboxing Indian music, especially South Indian music. It's one of my favorite things to do, and
I hope this is relatable to you guys because I know you guys would have heard this music before. So if you guys move to the north, probably from Madhya Pradesh and above, and you would hear a lot of North Indian music. And one of the main types of music that hit me when I went to the north is Bhangra. And I hope everyone knows what the Bhangra is. It's the popular music of Punjab, and people in Punjab, play this kind of music. I'm going to show you guys how Bhangra beats sound in beatboxing. So hope you guys enjoy it. Check this out. Bhangra. The Bhangra drop goes. So that was the Bhangra, guys. And what we're going to do is thank you so much. We're going to move to the south. And the only reason I love performing South Indian music in beatboxing is I'm going to explain this in the most local way I can, because that's how I love explaining our music. In South Indian music, there's no or there's no special sounds like lasers, or any water drop, right? Um, in South Indian music, there's this very prominent sound that they hit, like a tamte. It's basically like a tamte. That's the most relatable word I could get, and that kind of sounds like this, right? So that's how a tamte actually sounds, and I'm going to do this again, right? And there's also a more harder one, all right? And we have small snares in South Indian music, like oh, uh, all right. And we're going to use all these sounds and create some South Indian music. Hope you guys enjoy this. Check this out. Welcome to South India. Break it down like thank you so much, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the beatboxing. Yay, I'm so excited right now. And without any more delay, let's continue with some magic. All right, so I'm going to disconnect my. Hope I'm still audible, Mr. Krishna Arjun. Yes.
Yes, Karun. I think they loved the last beat as it's expected by you. I think they
Thank
connect really
you.
well with the South Indian music. There's one
Mm,
question from Rajendra. So I'll just check what it
yes, yes,
is.
yes, please, yes, please.
Oh no, they're not connected by audio, so we'll not be able to talk to them. But a lot of positive comments coming in. They're saying you're just amazing, and yeah,
Thank you
Ravi
so much.
Chandran says you're one of the top beatboxers of India, which is very
Thank
true.
you a lot so much. Thank you.
Okay, any
Uh,
other requests for beatboxing, because it'll be difficult for him to change the setup again? Or we can do one thing, Karun. We can just ask everyone to start their video, and we can do one last set of beatboxing with.
Towards the end, yes, for sure. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
So in about the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes,
Okay.
we can go back to a little bit of beatboxing. And the only reason I'm kind of performing a little more magic noise, it kind of takes more time for me to perform the trick,
Okay.
And So, without any delay, let's begin with our next trick. This is a very, very beautiful trick. I'm going to do it in the same position so that it's more easy for you guys to kind of see what's happening, all right? And this kind of involves a piece of rope. And I hope you guys can see this. You guys are the eyes of the camera. This is just one piece of rope. And I'm going to show you the whole piece just like that. That's completely one piece of rope. Okay, I'm going to step back a bit so you guys can see the whole length, just like that. Yes, right. And that's just one single piece of rope. What we're going to do now is so before we start, can you see the rope? Yes.
Yes.
All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to find the center of this rope, which is right about there, and we're going to cut this off, right? So I have a pair of scissors. I'm very bad at using scissors because I'm left-handed, but right now, if you guys can see, instead of one, we have two pieces of rope. Yes, I'm going to
Yes.
show you. We have two pieces of rope. That's one, and that's two. Okay. Now, since I'm left-handed, I normally end up cutting these ropes in such a way that they don't end up being equal. So the ropes are not actually equal, even though we have two pieces of rope. So what we can do is, if we actually reverse time like this, watch very carefully as we have two pieces of rope, but right now with a squeeze and a press, there's actually just one piece of rope. Right? Not two. I'm going to show this. All right. All right, so I'm going to just show this to you guys once again. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to try to kind of mess your minds a bit. What happens when I put a knot right now is, there we go. You guys can see the knot, and we have looped this rope completely into a knot. And the best part about this is I can even use a fake pair of scissors and kind of just cut the rope like that to get two ropes and knot, right? So if I take off the knot, you can see that there are two ropes, all right? And I'm going to do this again. I'm going to join the ropes right there. And you guys can't see the place. It's kind of melting together like that with just one piece of rope again to begin with. All right. And this might seem very confusing for some people, but I'm going to try to explain to you how this happened. So the way we start these kind of tricks is we first fool the audience into thinking that a rope has just two ends. I'm going to adjust these ends so you guys can see it clearly. All right. What's going to happen now is everyone has seen a rope with two ends. That's how these ropes normally look. Has anyone seen a rope with three ends? I mean, yeah. So not really. Three ends is not really a possibility because it doesn't really exist that way. So you have two ends and the loop with just one squeeze, you can actually reduce the curve like that, and look, another end just pops out of nowhere like that. So we have three ends, one, two, three, and with just one loop to begin with, just like that. And we can also try this. If we just snap, we can have not one, not two, not three, but four ends to just one piece of rope, just like that. All right. This might seem very, very, very confusing. No one would have ever seen a rope with four ends and just one loop. So I think we all know that by common sense that four ends cannot exist with one rope. It can exist with only two ropes. But since we have only one rope, we need two ropes to actually make the magic happen. can make one rope into two, like that. Now we end up having two pieces of rope, but there's all an illusion because there's just one, like, right? So I'm going to end this trick because it's going to get really confusing as I keep doing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a final knot right here, just like that. So hope you guys can see this knot, yes or no?
Yes.
What we're going to do now is to end the trick, I'm going to turn this into something very interesting. So we can't take off the knot. When we take off the knot, we have to kind of cut the rope and all that. So what we do is we do something like this. We have a loop with the knot, and if I just melt the knot off the rope, watch this, guys. Right. So watch the knot as it just jumps off. That. I'm going to show you guys the knot. We have a knot with two ends and a rope without any end. It's a big loop right now with this knot. So guys, check this out. We have the loop, we have the ends. All we have to do is this: join the ends like that. And that's magic. Thank you so much. We get rid of all of these. Really quick. And I'm so sorry about this, guys. I feel very bad for confusing you all this much. And I'm not going to do that anymore. We're going to try to stick to some basics. And before we continue, Mr. Krishna, can you just tell me how much time we have, or is it unlimited?
I think we can take another 5, 10 minutes max.
Perfect. So I'll show you guys something very interesting. And this is obviously something to do with money magic. I love money magic. Money magic is the most interesting kind of magic because it can happen with anyone, anywhere, and anytime. So to begin with, we'll use 2 coins, and then we'll work our way into 5, 6 coins, maybe more. And I want you guys to watch this very slowly. Nothing else in my hand. No trickery or fake props. Completely real coin. Okay, if I drop it, it drops, and you can kind of hear the sound it makes. And if you have 2 coins, nothing else in my hand. Okay, and the only reason I'm being very normal with my moves is because in Magic, when I'm doing a real show, I can do all these kind of things, and you guys will believe it. But since we are to a virtual medium now, I'm kind of dropping the coin and dropping the cards just to show you guys it's a real deck, and there's nothing funny about it. And hopefully we have time to learn another trick. Yes. So we have a coin. I'm going to keep it in my hand, and we have another coin. I'm going to just keep it here. We have 2 coins in my hand. I'm going to pass it on to my left. Okay, so I hope you guys can see both the coins. Yes. So now what we're going to do is, if I turn my hands and shake my hand, you guys can hear a clinging sound because you can hear both the coins in my hand. I'm going to open it out and show it to everybody because there are both coins in my hand, and you can hear the clinging all the time. But what we're going to do is, I'm going to put my hand in and kind of take out just 1 coin. Okay, and we can kind of roll this in my hand because I am that good. I don't like. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't like boasting, but it kind of comes as I'm talking because that's how the magic is made me. Right? We have 1 coin here. I'm going to put this coin in my pocket. No funny moves. And obviously, there's another coin here, but we can't do anything with this because your eyes are fixed on my hands. even if I move it out of the frame, even by 1 inch, there's going to be a slight suspicion that, that I maybe dropped it or something. But was this hand in frame the whole time? Yes or no?
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is, to vanish this coin, all I have to do is pass my finger through my hand, twist my finger, and the coin magically vanishes as though it didn't exist in the first place, just like that. Thank you. And I'm going to try to perform this with more number of coins. And what we're going to do for that is,
I see a few people scratching their heads already.
sorry, I'm so sorry. I like it. I like it. It's my job. I like it. So we have the coins here, and I think we need just okay. We're going to get rid of that, right? So, right, empty box, all right, and we're going to use this box at the end. Empty box. It's going to be in view the whole time, and I hope you guys can actually see this. There are 3 coins on the left and 3 coins on the right. If everybody can see this, you can just give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you so much. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do the first effect really quick, and we're going to carry forth the rest a little more slower so that you'll understand what's happening. So we have 3 here, and we have 3 here. I'm going to take 3 coins and place it in my right hand, nothing else in my other hand, and 3 coins here. And I'm going to take 1, 2, and 3. 3 coins here. I hope everybody can see it. I'm going to push it so that you can see it for the light. Yep, we have 3 coins here, nothing more or less. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my thumb. So I push a coin from my left to my right, just like that. And if that works, we should have just 1 and 2, nothing else. And here we should have 1, 2, 3, and 4. As confusing as it might look, that actually happened. I'm going to try this again. Okay, so we have 2 coins here together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, so I'm going to twinkle that 4 coins. Yes, I'm going to keep that right here. Right, so 4 coins here, nothing else in my hand. I'm going to take this hand is going to be this way. So guys, don't concentrate on this hand. It's not going to do anything. 1, 2. I'm going to show it to you guys. All right. Now watch. 1 coin should magically appear into that pile. Just like this. 1, 2, 3. And we should have just 1 coin on the table. And here we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just like that. All right. You're wondering how this is kind of happening. We have 1 coin here and we have 5 on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count these coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? We're going to take all these 5 coins, right? And I'm going to keep it inside the empty box. All right. So we have 5 coins there. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to just leave it right over there, right? So everyone can see it. Now, the final coin, I can't do much with this because you guys can see it the whole time, right? So all I have to do is kind of create this kind of a reality, I can say, that it looks like the coin is going through my hand. But in reality, the coin is already inside the specs box because there is nothing in my hand. And you guys can open that up. I'm going to count this out one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That is magic. Thank you. We'll get.
Thanks, Karun. Thanks a lot.
So is it okay if I perform one more trick before I teach one? Or do we have time for that? Is that okay?
I'll just check with our DGE. He's also joined us. Nagendra Prasad sir, are you there?
I'm there, Krishna. I'm just watching.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You want
That's
to
good.
use her as volunteer for one of the final
No,
two?
no, let him continue, no problem.
Yeah.
Actually,
As
this
loud is,
idea,
yeah,
Krishna, to make this happen. So, as I was saying, we love predictions, and something that's already predicted to happen is something exciting to experience because it's very hard to kind of predict the future. We won't know what's going to happen. Even one small or different move now is kind of going to change the future. So, with that being said, I'm going to demonstrate a beautiful trick and with a deck of playing cards. And all these cards are different. None of these cards are the same. I'm going to show this to everybody. And I think I'm going to show it against the light. And all these cards are different, yes or no?
Yes.
Right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give this a shuffle. And Mr. Nagendra Prasad, sir, you can actually help me pick a card for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle these cards. And so you can give any number we start. Right before we start, what we're going to do is I'm going to take out an envelope. All right, so this is an envelope, and there's just one card inside the envelope, as we can see it. There's nothing else inside. Yes, there's just one card. I'm going to leave this card inside in full view, right? So hope that's the whole time. I'm not going to go near that even for 1 second, right? And Mr. Nagendra Prasad, you have a free choice. You have, let's say, close to 50 cards here, right?
yes.
Basically. And so you can give me any number you want. Just go for it.
What's that? I couldn't hear you.
And you can give me any number you want, any number which comes to your mind.
Okay. Any number of cards or the number on the card?
Yeah, so the number you give me, I'm going to deal that many cards. It's completely
Okay. 10 cards. 10 cards.
So are you very sure?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So do you want me to add or remove any cards from this or from this?
No. 10 is okay.
10?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to just put this up
Yeah.
really. And so you could have given me any number.
Yes.
You could have given me any number between 1 and 50, and you wanted to stop at the 10th card. Am I right?
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the 10th card aside, and I'm going to show you the rest of these cards. You could have picked any card. So yes or no, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You could have picked any of these 9 cards. So
Right.
if you would have given me a higher number, you could have picked any of these cards. Yes or no, sir?
Yes.
But sir, you wanted the 10th card, and we are going to reveal the 10th card. We're going to see what it is, and the 10th card, is a king of
Wow.
diamonds.
Oh,
And
okay.
yes,
Yes.
so we have a king of diamonds as the 10th card, and I'm going to spread these cards out really quick to show you all these cards are different.
Yes. Yeah.
So the 10th card was a king of diamonds. And so do you believe in coincidences or do you believe in predicting the future?
Yes.
I didn't know. I didn't know that I would be asking you to help me with this trick. But since you have such a sure mind of telling me that you actually predicted this number and you actually believe in predictions, that was a king of diamonds. It's going to stay upside down the whole time. There was only one card inside this packet the whole time, nothing else inside it. And so I knew you would stop at the 10th card, which is also
Wow.
a king of diamonds. Just
Yeah. Good.
very good. Thank you. Thank you so much for helping me. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to perform magic. Amazing road track and rotary family. And with that being said, is it okay if I can end with a magic trick, like a teacher trick? Krishnajun, is that okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nagarjun. So thank you so much for helping me.
Yeah.
And, I love teaching this trick, guys. The only reason I love teaching this trick and I love performing this trick is because of the reaction it gets. I always love it when people debunk a trick before I teach it to them, and that kind of makes me kind of make out that the audience are actually smart and observant, and they're paying attention. They're not just sitting there and watching it for the heck of it, actually paying attention. So for that, this is a beautiful trick, and this is a teacher trick, which means that you guys can do this at the leisure of your house. You probably would need a cardboard, paint the cardboard white, put some designs on it, and we're good to go. All right. So I'm going to take it out. So what we're going to do is, we have a cardboard, and we have a diamond that's painted in the front. So we have diamond number 1, and if anybody would guess the number of faces a diamond has, it is just 2. Basically 2 faces. One's in the front, which I'm showing you guys. The other one's in the back, which I'm not showing, right? But my card has 4 special sides. And I'm going to show this to you guys. This is the first side, that's 1 diamond. On the other side, there are 4 diamonds. On the third side, magically, there are 3 diamonds. And on the fourth side, there are 6. Okay? I know for everybody, but I'm going to do this again, right? On side number 1, we have this 1 diamond. I'm going to show this to you guys in the camera. On the second side, we have 4. On the third side, we have 3. And on the fourth side, we have 6. And this is known as a pip card, and this is what the trick does. So I'm going to teach you guys this trick. Very beautiful setup. You guys need to just create a cardboard like this, or you can even do it in the size of a playing card that is blank on both sides, right? So what we need to do is, on this side, we paint 5 diamonds in this direction, 3 here and 2 here. And on the other side, you'll paint just 2. So this is the setup. Middle, lower, and when I flip it over, it's 3 and 2, right? Now we'll move to the instructions of the trick. So we start on this side. We cover this diamond and say 1. Very easy to understand, very simple effect. You don't have to do much. We don't need to cover it like this though. That would give away the trick. We cover it like this and say 1 at all costs. Okay. We turn the card to the other side, and we have to do the same thing here, right? So as I turn it, I cover the diamond in the middle and say 4. Very convincing. People always fall for this. And the whole idea is, as I'm turning my other hand should already be here to show 4. I can't cover it in front of everyone. That would be bad. I can't cover it like this because that would give away the tip. So that is 4. The third side, I'm turning the cards this way and holding the blank spot, because that's how a 3 would look like. And that's the reason I say 3, but in reality, there's nothing here. It's just 2 diamonds and 3 because it looks like I'm covering a diamond. And on the last side, we have 5, or we cover this empty gap and say 6. And you guys can give me a thumbs up if you understood this, guys. Yes. Thank you. So I'm going to turn it to the other side. Here we need 2 diamonds. Here we need 5. Right? We need 5 here and 2 here. But normally people tell me, what if people ask me to take off this hand? They really want to see the third diamond. They're not convinced, and you're like, okay, we can't do that because there's nothing there in reality. This is where you test your magic skills. All I have to do is imagine the other diamond just coming there, just like that. So we have 3 diamonds here, 6 diamonds here, 5 diamonds here, and 3 diamonds here. But the thing is, I said 6 accidentally because we hold the card in this empty gap and we say 6. And sometimes I'm left-handed, so the diamond has to be on this side. But if you're right-handed, you can just cover this diamond, give it a nice shake, and it kind of comes to the other side, right? So now if you're right-handed, you can do the trick on your right hand. If you're not right-handed, you can just take it off, push it to the other side, and it does. But in reality, it's not 5 diamonds. It is actually 6, just like that. We have 6 diamonds here, 3 diamonds here. I never practiced this magic trick because I feel I'm very good at this magic trick. That's why sometimes I either get 6 or 3, but I get 3. And that's magic. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Karun. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us.
I love every single moment of it.
I loved it. Yeah. Nagendra Prasad sir, any
Yeah,
closing remarks? Yeah.
thank you, Karan. I think you have a lot of energy, interest more than anything else. You have energy and interest. Thank you for entertaining us, for all our Rotarians and friends. So wish to see you in person maybe after some time, as this Corona is comes down and we'll have interaction. Please, I think we need to encourage you, and you have a lot of medals already. Yes, we are proud of you. And where do you stay, Karun?
So I'm put up in Fraser Town. I stay
Oh,
right near the
Pres-
Fraser Town. Yes.
oh, President. Okay, good, good. So all the best, and we thank you and thank Krishna Arjun also for connecting another Krishna here, Karun Krishna.
Thank you. Yes.
Fine. Thank you, and I like your hairstyle also.
Thank you. Thank you. The secret behind this hair is actually have that.
I
I
saw
don't.
that, you know.
Yeah, so that's something that's been there for years. So thank you so much. So thank you. Means a lot for inviting me for the Road Track and Rotary family and
Yeah,
families of all these members. I think they're online as well. It gives me a great privilege to be a part of this kind of journey. Like because it's
sure.
quarantine and we're not able to meet each other or have our normal lifestyle as it is every other day. It gives me a great opportunity to perform magic in this platform. Although this is the second time I'm doing it. The first time was yesterday when we spoke, when me and Krishna and we spoke over the phone. That was
Right.
really the first time.
Yeah.
This is the official first time when I'm performing it for everybody, and it's such a great experience, right? I feel very privileged that I get to experience new things, and thanks to you guys, I get to experience new things like this every day.
Thank you.
Main thanks to Krishna Arjun sir for connecting me with this amazing set of people
Thank
today.
you. Yeah.
So thank you so much. And
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
So,
And also want to
and
thank sir for
yeah,
this.
good night. Hope to see you, and we'll meet up later. Okay. And I think your expressions, everything was very clear, even though it was through Zoom. It was very clear, and
Thank you so much.
could easily follow everything.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was nice.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Good night. Good night to all and all our Rotarians and friends. Good night. Good night, Krishna Arjun. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Karun.
Thank you.
Night.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.